Upfield a little bit too quick. He's got to grab a hold of him. It's one of the most difficult things. Lamar Marshall steps up to guard Tiki Barber, and you see him get his hand up there, right there. He's already checking. He got poked in the eye on that release.
Giants with first down and 20, back to the 14. Manning runs it to Shockey, and the Giant tight end out to the 27-yard line, a pickup of 13.
Well, they have had a couple of big miscues defensively on this drive. The big run by Tiki Barber coming off the line, the completion to Amani Toomer on 3rd and 8, and now they're slipping into their 2-minute offense.
And the muddle huddle is the way Eli Manning calls it as he completes to Tim Carter, short of the first down. So the muddle huddle, you just hang around. It is a no huddle of sorts, and then you get to the line.
This is when they're at their best. Even the last couple weeks, when they come out here and they run this hurry-up offense, that's when they're at their best. 3rd
down and 1. The handoff is to Barber. First down. He's got a lot more, and wrestled down by Sean Taylor. Loses the ball. Barber fumbles at the 44. We'll see how they untangle. Sean Taylor, the free safety, knocked the ball away from Barber. You will hear a roar or a groan, and the Giants recover.
That's a roar.
These guys are so aggressive at the ball. Look at Sean Taylor, gets him wrapped up. Look at how he attacks the ball. And then it's just a free-for-all trying to get it back.
And the Redskin is shaken up, unable to get up.
Philip Daniels.
Yep. Who has been very consistent at getting to opposing quarterbacks. So Philip Daniels, the starting defensive end, hurt right now on a timeout called. It'll be the Redskins' second timeout of this first half. 1:02 on the clock. Coming up on the Visa halftime report, Kurt Menefee will be in Philadelphia with Terry, Howie, and Jimmy with scores and highlights from around the league. And the Fox Sports ticker has up to the second scores and stats. Remember, the Giants started from the 2-yard line, and a big 3rd down pass to Amani Toomer, and then a penalty 14 on the 44 with 1:02 to go as they tend to the injured Philip Daniels.
And they've had a couple plays in this drive that you know, not a lot of people are going to remember, but the big run by Tiki Barber on 1st down inside the 1 to kind of get him some breathing room out near the 10. Then the big completion to Amani Toomer on 3rd and 8. And then after they had the holding penalty, you know, Jeremy Shockey gets a 14-15-yard completion on 1st and 20 to make it more manageable. So the Redskin defense with the Giant offense pinned way back and maybe an opportunity to get some points before the end of the first half has had 3 breakdowns. When you get to the NFL, and this happens to young guys a lot too, but you play against certain defenses that just attack the ball. Sean Taylor comes in, does a good job of having Tiki Barber wrapped up, and then just aggressively rips that ball out. Almost gets a huge turnover at this stage of the first half.
Greg Williams was telling us when we talked with him that that's what he wants the secondary to be: physical, intimidating, and that's what they really are with Carlos Rogers and Adam Archuleta added to the list that includes Sean Taylor.
And that's something that Tiki Barber has really worked on. You saw the number of touches from 47 touches to over 120 touches without having a fumble, and that's very rare, but that's a good play by Sean Taylor. You know, it's very hard for any running back to prevent that one from coming out the way he aggressively attacked the ball.
So Daniels comes off, and he'll be replaced by Ronaldo Wynn, who was a starter for the Redskins at defensive end for 4 seasons. There is Wynn. 1st down for the Giants. They'll mark it on their own 43. Giants still with 2 timeouts left in their pocket. Manning has hit 10 of 14 thus far. swings it out to Barber. Barber is cut down. Nice play by Carlos Rogers, who was the 9th overall pick 2 years ago, and a 2-yard gain could have been much more.
Good open field tackle by Carlos Rogers. Got a little bit lucky there. Went down low.
Nearly 40 seconds to go on 2nd down, and again they go underneath to Barber. He gets into Redskin territory, but the clock continues to run. Nearly a half a minute to go, and they line up in a hurry. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd down and a long 2. Inside handoff to Barber. Tiki Barber still on his feet. Tough running by Barber, and the Giants will call a timeout after getting 8 yards and a 1st down to the Redskins 41. Giants now with 1 timeout remaining. So here are the pitchers for tonight's Game 4 on Fox, the National League Division Series. Cardinals trying to wrap it up at home with Chris Carpenter against Woody Williams. Look at Carpenter's career record, 3-0 with a 1.90 ERA. Of course, the New York Mets eliminated the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're already waiting for the National League Championship Series, to the delight of some fans in the New York area. But alas, the Yankees went down to the Detroit Tigers in 4, to the dismay of others. So with that rush, Barber passes Chris Carter for 17th on the NFL's all-time list.
That's impressive.
And actually it was a rush after a couple of short passes. Yes, it is. Very quietly up there.
Very quietly. You know what? Very quietly.
19 seconds on the clock. 1 timeout remaining. The Giants with a 1st down on the Redskin 41. They got Brandon Jacobs up there with Manning out of the shotgun. Giants pick up the blitz. Pass caught by Tim Carter. And with still 1 timeout left, the Giants will use it here with 11 seconds to go. The ball just inside the 15-yard line. Reed Dowdy, rookie from Northern Colorado, who's the 3rd safety, made the play, and the Giants have used their last timeout.
Watch Brandon Jacobs cross the formation to pick up the overload blitzer. Good job of having his eyes open, knowing where the threat is, crosses the formation to pick up Mike Rumpf on the blitz, then just kind of walks him about 15 yards downfield. That enables Eli Manning to find Tim Carter on the deep in route.
27 yards to Carter, who had a touchdown catch 2 weeks ago against the Seahawks. And there is Jay Feely. The Giants figure getting off 1 play, and they've got to go into the end zone for this one.
Boy, you don't want to get caught short, though. They throw the ball into the middle of the field. They've used their last timeout. You either throw it into the end zone or throw it out. Don't throw it short.
13th play of this drive. The ball is on the 14 of the Redskins. Redskins look a little confused in the secondary with all the motions. Here is Manning. Manning's throw into the end zone, overthrown and intended for Plexico Burris. And well covered there by Adam Archuleta. So 4th down coming up, and with 6 seconds, Jay Feely will come on. Feely missed one from 47, but has connected on 2 field goals since. And looking to give the Giants a 9-3 lead at intermission. This will be from 32 yards. And Jay Feely with the field goal. 2 seconds still remain. And Darrell, whoever thought, looking at the prolific offenses of the Giants and the Redskins and their problems on defense, that we'd have a game like this at halftime.
Well, this is what happens when you have a divisional game. You kind of throw everything that's been building up out the window. There's just there's too much history, there's too much emotion in these types of games. And you know, credit the Giants and their preparation during the bye week to really solidify their coverages and understanding, listening to their players. Hey, let's simplify this. Let's make sure everybody knows what we're doing, and then you can start to go back and expand on it. But you know, sometimes in my opinion, coaches get involved too much with the X's and O's and trying to outthink and out And it takes the player's ability to react away from him, and now he's on the field thinking.
Too much scheme and less feel, huh?
Too much. And I know you're a big fan of scheme.
Well, I always say what makes schemes are players, you know, and you have to have the feel out there. You did.
Absolutely.
You did.
You keep it simple, and that eliminates that whole process of overthinking something and allows you to just go out and react to what you see.
Thrashed is going back now. That was an impressive Giant drive. As you remember, they started at the 2, and so it's an 84-yard drive when all is said and done. And Eli Manning, 13 of 18 for 184 yards in this first half. And it resulted in yet another field goal. All of the Giants' possessions in this half have been field goal tries. So Thrash and Cartwright are back deep, and Jay Feely will kick off, 2 seconds on the clock. As soon as it touches a player, the clock will run. And sitting down with it is Mike Sellers, and that will do it. And that is the end of the first half. Tiki Barber handling a lot of the work, gaining 65 yards and nearly 6 yards a carry. Clinton Portis, not a bad first half, with 4.5 yards on 57 yards.
They've got to get him moving, though. The big reason for the jump in this Redskin offense the last 2 weeks is Clinton Portis being involved. They've got to get him more touches. They've got to find a way. And
first half is history as the Redskins and Giants go into the tunnel. How many times have they done that over the years? Long-time NFC East rivals, and this is shapes up as a tight division fight this year. And of course the Eagles and the Cowboys following on Fox as T.O. goes back to Philadelphia. And that will be the other 2 teams of this NFC East. So just field goals. Feely hitting 3 after John Hall put the Redskins in front to start the scoring in the first quarter. So that is the end of the first half. And we'll be back here at Giant Stadium after these messages.
Now you can get all your best-loved country hits together in the Time Life.
Back to Giant Stadium, where the Giants lead the Redskins 9-3 at halftime, and we take a glance at the halftime statistics, Darryl.
Well, I think the big thing that really jumps out is the way that the Giants secondary has played during the course of the afternoon. Only 41 passing yards for the Washington Redskins. On the other side of that, 185 for the Giants. They've had a few big shots factored into that game plan. They've hit them both.
Santana Moss has caught just 2 passes, and Brunell 5 for 9 for 49 yards. Here's the fantasy update. Not much to talk about unless you like kickers. And that's the story here at halftime. And coming up, the Visa halftime report. And that'll follow with Kurt Menefee in the city of brotherly love.
Some people think the internet is a good thing. The most powerful educational tool the world has ever known. It's preserving our history, keeping the past alive forever. It's the only place where freedom of speech truly exists. Some people think the internet is a good thing. What do you think?
TV Digital ist da. 14 Tage volles Programm. Top-Übersichtlichkeit im großen Format. Neu und einzigartig in Deutschland. Komplett mit allen Programmen von Kabel Digital Home. Plus ARD, RTL, Pro7 und Co. in einem Heft. Alle 31 Kabel Deutschland Programme mit Bewertung und allen Sendeterminen. Bestellen Sie jetzt Ihr Abo unter 080 5 99 77 44. TV Digital. Das ist die Zukunft.
Guess who's back? Back again. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
I'm back, and I miss you guys. I can't wait to see you next week.
Billy Brett's us dancing. I can't tell if it's the music or the fact that Jillian will be back with us next week when we take the pregame show back to the studio.
Little Howie, get away
Los
from that TV set.
Keep all the kids away. No, actually, we want you all back. We will get you all set for week 6 of the NFL on Fox. But right now, let's take a look at what's going on so far in week 5 as the Giants and Redskins are going at it. Giants selling for field goals so far, but it's enough.
All right, Jillian Barber coming back. Got me excited. Bruce Gradkowski, Tampa Bay's rookie quarterback out of Toledo, 6th-round pick, finds Joey Galloway, corner of the end zone, 18-yard strike, the young man's first career touchdown pass. Tampa Bay up 7-0 over the Saints. Second quarter, it's the deuce man, McAllister, outside, break side, backside. Here we go, down the field. Beautiful job of running, 24-yard touchdown. And it is the Saints 10 now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7. That scores at the halftime. Cleveland at Carolina, Charlie Fry. 1, 2, 3, fire to the flat. Ball pops up in the air. Dennis Northcutt can't hang on, but Richard Marshall takes it back 30 yards for a touchdown, 7-3. Carolina over Cleveland. Then Jake Delhomme, second quarter. Jimmy Delhomme, Jake Delhomme, fade route. Keyshawn, touchdown. Nice job, 17-yarder. 14-3 Carolina over the Cleveland Browns. That as at the halftime.
At Lambeau Field.
Lambeau Field. Mark Bulger having a great year, quarterback for the Rams. First and goal on the 6. Bulger back. Torrey Holt back in the end zone, touchdown. Rams up 7-0 over Green Bay. Now, first and goal at the 1. Noah Herron takes it in. Got a good ball game here. 7-all Packers and the Rams. And then Mark Bulger stands up in the shotgun. No pressure, no pressure. Where is everybody? Back in the end zone. Kevin Curtis, 3-yard strike, 14-13. Rams over the Packers at the half.
Staying in the NFC North.
Roy Williams, former number 1 out of Texas, leads the game with a shoulder stinger. Watches 8-yard run by Kitna. Is that right? John Kitna?
Johnny Kitna.
Give me a break. 7-3, 10-3 now. Lions over the Vikings.
Wanted to go to Villanova.
Buffalo at Chicago. Rex Grossman connects with Bernard Berry, an 8-yard strike, 13-0. It is the Bears. And then J.P. Lawson, quarterback for the Bills, sets up, fires it down the middle, picked off by Lance Briggs. He will return it 32-yard line down to the 32-yard line of the Buffalo Bills, 13-0 Bears. And then Cedric Benson, former number 1 running back out of Texas, his first touchdown rushing in his career. Bears 27 all over the Buffalo Bills. They have 0. Vince Young. Hey, look at this. Watch this. We knew he could do this. Fake the dive, keep the bootleg, pick up the blocks on the outside, turn on the speed. He can do that very well. 19-yard touchdown run, and it's 10. Is that right? 10.
Yes, it is.
Colts, nothing.
Titans shutting out the Colts in the first half. Yeah. Miami started Joey Harrington at quarterback for the injured Dante Culpepper. They are down by 3 against the Patriots. But Howie, you want to take a look at another young quarterback in Eli Manning for the Giants.
Yeah, it's impressive. 2 of the big throws he's made down the football field today were under great duress. They've struggled a little bit in the red zone, but don't forget, coming into this game, the Giants have been outscored 68-17 in the first half. So the good news is they're up 9-3. Bad news is they're not converting in the red zone.
The only thing is they've got 256 yards total offense first half against that Redskin defense. Defense coordinator Greg Williams had outstanding defensive teams the last couple of years, but he has to have good cornerback play. He's struggling at cornerback, so he has to use the safeties now, Archuleta and Sean Taylor. They're safeties, they're big hitters, they're linebackers, they're not corners, they're not cover people. That's why they're giving up so many yards.
Bad Giant defense, but today, no Washington offense. Go figure, last 2 weeks, Washington's lit it up.
Got the second half coming, though.
Exactly, and it's only a 6-point game.
I'm all over it. I'm all over it.
Just a moment. Good stuff halftime report continues, and we get you set for 1 hour and 40 minutes from now. Terrell Owens will be in full uniform. That's a look at him warming up right now here at the link. And yes, the
Terry wore that outfit on the way over here.
You can't wrap them up against allergies, but you can treat almost every allergic reaction with Piriton.
As well as being a thirst-quenching soft drink, a Sprite is also a sort of goblin. This Sprite is not so refreshing at a festival. And it definitely hasn't got any taste.
Here we go! Right and left and right and right, left and right and right and left.
Try new Sprite Z. Great Sprite taste, 0 added sugar.
Stadium in a battle of field goals. The Giants lead the Redskins by a score of 9-3. Michael Strahan picking up his first sack of the season. Giants will get the ball first. So it'll be a few moments before Mark Brunell takes the helm, but not for Eli Manning, who will go to work. Manning completing 13 of 18 for 184 yards. Chad Morton is back deep. And Derek Frost will kick off. So the Giants had a huge deficit 2 weeks ago. Now they have the lead as Morton returns. Head of steam for Morton, and he gets leveled at around the 30-yard line. So as we go into the second half, Darrell, where do the Redskins have to improve and where do the Giants have to get better?
Well, the Giants need to get better in the red zone. They've all field goal attempts, so they've got, when they get down to that part of the field, keep their concentration, keep their focus. The Redskins, the offensive line we talked about a lot. You know, I think that Joe Gibbs felt that that was a big reason. You see the success that Mark Brunell and Clinton Portis have, but it's all tied into that offensive line. I think right now they're kind of losing that battle down in the trenches, so you'd like to see some improved play down there so they can feel comfortable getting some shots down the field.
First down, Tiki Barber slices off the left side, and they grab a leg, and he is stopped at the 40 by Archuleta. So a 9-yard pickup. Adam Archuleta, big addition to a physical secondary, and Tiki Barber has now gained 74 yards. Remember, he had 206 in last year's game here when the Giants blew out the Redskins in a big emotional game and then lost by a score of 35-20 in Washington in the second half. Talk about second halves. Eli Manning has had his best play in second halves of games.
Unfortunately, that's been in the catch-up rule.
Right. Second down and 1. Barber. First down to the 45 as we check in with Tony. Tony, what have you been doing?
Well, I talked to Greg Williams on the way going in and asked him about the blitzing. I didn't see a lot of blitzing out of the Washington Redskins. He told me he didn't really, with Sean Springs not in there, he didn't want to leave his secondary exposed, so he would rather cover than blitz. He wants to go and rush the passer with only 4 guys.
And that's echoing what Jimmy Johnson said at the halftime concerning the fact that with the quarterbacks thin, safeties become very important. First down at the Giant 45. Brandon Jacobs has checked in at running back. Manning in the pocket. Trying to go to Shockey. Incomplete. Couple of injuries in the first half of today's game. Philip Daniels, you remember, was slow getting up for a long while. The defensive end has an injured right shoulder, questionable as to his return, and Ronaldo Wynn, who had been the starter, has taken his place.
Philip looked like he was in a lot of pain coming off the field at the end of that first half, and he's a key guy up front. If Greg Williams is going to elect to play coverage because of his cornerback situation, that Philip Daniels loss becomes a little bit bigger.
Second down and 10. Burris coming in motion to the right. Pass to Brandon Jacobs. And Jacobs, the running back, close to the first down. Sean Taylor makes the tackle. Everyone thinks Jacobs is strictly short yardage and goal line, but he's got speed, and he's tough to bring down.
A little savvy, too. Watch him here. He's going to pick up Adam Archuleta on the blitz, but he's in the screen. He's the screen guy. Watch this one. Little fake right there. Let Archuleta slip by and then just get right in behind your big offensive lineman. Good feel with Brandon Jacobs on the screen there, having to pick up a blitzer.
Lamar Marshall does a great job also. He's there all by himself with 3 big bodies, gets around and makes the tackle. Nice job.
Boy, Brandon Jacobs really punished the Colt defenders in the opening game of the year. Lamar Marshall has been very active, Tony. And here's the handoff to Brandon Jacobs. Started to go outside, went inside, but may have enough for the first down with Ronaldo Wynn trying to clog it, and the Giants do have a first down.
Very smart by Brandon Jacobs. He thought about trying to get to the corner, then he realized the situation in the game. It's 3rd and short. Turn yourself to the line of scrimmage, get north and south, and get the first down.
You brought up a good point about the Giants when they get to the red zone. Indicated the fact they had 257 yards in the first half, but only 9 points. So that's underachieving. Tiki Barber back in from the 44. And it's Barber. Barber getting close to the 35-yard line. Good solid run on first down, getting between 7 and 8 yards as Ronaldo went first, and then Kenny Wright, the cornerback, on the stop.
Well, Kenny Wright in his coverage is going to be off the line of scrimmage. He's way back on the outside. He's about 10 yards back. That's going to make him late getting up into run support. Sean Taylor's coming up. There's Kenny Wright finally. You've got the wide receiver bailing off that and going to the safety because he was going to be the first guy there. That shows you how far back Kenny Wright was in that situation.
2nd down and 3. And here's Barber. And Barber looks like he won't get to the first down yardage thanks to Joe Salavea. So a 2-yard pickup. Salavea, who's been inactive the last 2 weeks with a strained calf. And it'll be 3rd down, again short for New York.
We talk a lot about momentum. Down here on the field, the stadium is extremely quiet. Both sidelines are very mellow. It's sort of just like going through the plays one by one. Somebody right here has got to make a big play, either offensive, defensively, and keep that momentum going.
Less than 3 yards. The Giants are 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions today. Brandon Jacobs getting the call and getting the first down. And about 4 Redskins it takes to bring him down at the 31-yard line, led by Demetric Evans. So Brandon Jacobs gets the first down, and the Giants, with short yardage on 3rd down, has made them all.
Now they're 4 for 4. So, you know, I understand the dilemma that Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator for the Redskins, is in right now. He's worried about bringing pressure, but he's got to do something. I mean, the Giants have sustained drives every time they've had the ball. And at some point, you've got to just sprinkle something in to challenge that offense and their protection.
Farrell, the Giants have had the ball about 11 minutes more than the Redskins, and that could take its toll in the 4th quarter. Play action, and Manning's pass caught by Burris. Wrestled out of bounds by Kenny Wright, but he gets 5 yards in the process with 9:45 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter.
The things when you play the Redskins that you worry about, that you're concerned during your preparation, is the pressure that they bring. And you know, it's such a critical element to their defensive scheme, and even though they feel that it doesn't pay the biggest dividends today because of their injury situation, you still got to maintain some element of that during the course of the game.
Meanwhile, good news for the Redskins. Philip Daniels, who injured his right shoulder and came out before halftime, is back in the lineup. 2nd down and 5 for New York on the Redskin 26. The handoff to Jacobs up the middle off the fake, and Jacobs may get a first down. So a good fake by Manning out to the left and a 6-yard pickup. And the first down by Brandon Jacobs, handling a lot of it now.
Well, Marcus Washington's going to slide inside to make the tackle. And unfortunately, he runs into one big man going hard downhill.
Folks were saying after that opening game that Brandon Jacobs really punished them. And most figured that Jacobs will be used at goal line and short yardage. You see his value in the middle of the field. 1st and 10 at the 20. Barber back in. Pressure on Eli Manning, and smartly throws the ball away. And that was Warwick Holdman who came in. And Manning got rid of it quickly. And they're going to call the flag.
There's the pressure we talked about. You bring in a linebacker, making Eli Manning go and throw the ball away.
Grounding. Offense. Spot foul.
They call intentional grounding.
Lost it down. It'll be 2nd down.
And Burris is claiming he was out on the far sideline, or it might have been Amani Toomer.
I think it was just a breakdown in the play call. I think the receiver went to the inside, and Eli was throwing it to the outside. You never know if he's trying to sneak one by, but there's Amani Toomer up at the top. I think Eli is expecting the corner route. Amani, we can see he's breaking back out to it, but I think Eli was lobbying the point, but
it's a good call.
Yeah.
Nah.
2nd and 20.
Can't sell that one.
Nah, good try though.
Back on the 30-yard line, and the quick to Burris. And Burris holding that ball out with one hand, has his helmet jarred. Picks up 4 yards with Holdman and Wright for the Redskins. Both teams with struggling defenses coming into this game. And the Giants with a brutal schedule, as we said, opening up against the Colts here and losing 26-21. in a game that they felt could go either way, and then the come from behind win at Philly when they were down 24-7, and then they got shellacked at Seattle. And the Redskins responding after 2 struggles to start the season and have won 2. Timeout called by the Giants, their first of the second half.
Druids Glen Golf Resort of the Year 2005. A golfer's paradise in the Garden of Ireland. 2 championship golf courses of contrasting design. The luxurious Marriott Druids Glen Hotel and Country Club, featuring 148 specially appointed guest rooms and a magnificent spa and health centre. Visit our driving range, pro shops, golf academy, and get your golfing tips or tuition from our resident PGA teaching professional.
You want to know more about German baseball? Just click www.baseball.de.
Lovely and talented.
Back here at Giant Stadium, Dick Stockton, Darrell Johnston, and Tony Siragusa. Giants on a long drive, over 7 minutes, Tony.
You know, these guys are a 13 play. The defensive linemen, I mean, I am exhausted just looking at these guys play for 13 plays. They got to get a rest, get off the field.
Started at their own 31, 3rd down and 16. And here's Eli Manning's pass for Monty Toomer, and Toomer makes the catch against 2 defenders. Toomer at the 5-yard line, 21-yard pickup. A terrific play by Monty Toomer, and the officials rule that he caught the ball and was forced out of bounds.
And you can't go back and review a force out, so this play is going to stand. 3rd and 16, first down.
Was a force out. First down.
21 yards for Monty Toomer, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Giants. Dowdy, the rookie safety, and Carlos Rogers, and those 2 collided. So it's 1st and goal at the 5. Tiki Barber with the run, and stopped at about the 2.5-yard line, bringing up 2nd and goal. It was Lamar Marshall again. He has had a terrific game defensively for the Redskins today. Every Giant possession has resulted in a field goal try today, and they're trying to break that one here.
Well, I thought they were going to keep the Washington Redskins were going to keep that streak alive. 3rd down, 16 yards to go, and they allow that completion down the sideline.
So the Giants are not only making short yardage 3rd down conversions, but the long ones as well. Barber with 91 yards on the ground. 2nd and goal at the 2. And Manning has Plexico Burris, touchdown! Plexico Burris with the touchdown catch, and finally the Giants break that field goal syndrome and get the first touchdown of the game by either team.
Very similar to what we saw earlier with Jeremy Shockey. You just running the combination route. You see how just the proximity of those releases and the trailing defenders, they've got to kind of find their way through there. That creates the separation for Plexico Burris.
And that was your fantasy pick on the 2-minute drill before